Welcome to Tom's Tries, and today I want to look through my DVD and Blu-ray collection, see what we've got. I've got a few weird things here that might be worth looking at, and I guess it's not that hard to try. Just basically do an episode of Cribs. Yo, what's up MTV? Welcome to my crib. Oh, check out these rims, man. They don't spin, but they're pretty good nick. Fridge is fully stocked and locked at all times. Oh man, we got the best mayo in his ass. Look at that, seriously good. It's saying right there on the label, boy. We got milk for the people. We do that shit by 3 liters. That's right, liters, because we have this system in Europe. Shout out to the metric system. Alexa, add milk to shopping list, please.
Added milk to shopping list.
Thank you, Alexa. Yeah, maybe I won't do it actually like Cribs. Maybe I'll just talk through what we got here.
Why would you get an HD TV and only watch movies in standard definition?
I'm using natural lighting for this, which I regret because it's really rainy outside. But this way you can see my natural beauty. Blu-ray-wise, I haven't got anything that's too offensive as far as quality. The quality of the Blu-ray tends to be a little bit better, but I do have a few oddities, a few interesting things that we can have a look at. I think probably the worst designed Blu-ray box that I own is this one, for a couple of reasons. First one, this is how it looks like, spine on. Oh, you can't tell what movie series that is? I mean, what? It's not clear from the colour. Why would they put the name on the spine like every piece of physical media since it began? The arrogance of you, Rambo. And then, like, it doesn't slide out. You have to open it, like... And so you're just damaging the box every time you open it. Like, and then you have... Oh my god, I can't even get it out. This is why I don't like the Rambo movie as well. And then you just get a load of bullets because Rambo, it's just really weirdly designed. So it opens up like this, right? So far, so good. It's like a weird crucifix design. It's really odd. I mean, I don't get it. I think this thing is... They're still selling this one. And they have to close it in the right order, so I guess... Oh yeah, because the order of the Rambo films is so obvious. When considering you have Rambo First Blood, then you have Rambo First Blood Part 2, then you have Rambo 3, then you just have one called Rambo. Rambo 3, Rambo First Blood Part 2, Rambo. Yeah, there we go, that's the order. Nonsense. I mean, I would say normally something that would bug me is if I had to buy another film, and I guess there is another Rambo movie up, but thank God that movie was shit, so I have no intention of owning that one. Although I probably will end up buying it because I'm a completionist, which is, I think this is really just a video now chronicling my OCD. I have a few decent steelbooks. So, American Werewolf in London. This is a gorgeous one. American Werewolf in London. I love ones that are just like proper art. I have some ones that are really bad as well. Inside of them is pretty bland. That's kind of the same with a lot of the Universal ones. Blues Brothers, not a Universal release. They kind of mass produce these, but Universal generally do some pretty good releases. Pretty good. E.T. the Extraterrestrial, of course, another Universal one. Nice artwork. And a little bit of art on the inside. Nothing major. The boys on their bikes. This is another Universal one, but I don't know why this one's weird. I have a few like this that are like... I don't get that. You know, the artwork's nice. Children of Men. And a little bit of artwork on the inside there. Not bad. I paid €8 for that, so that's not too bad. Jaws. Just minimalist, but it just looks... Lovely steel finish. Oh, really basic, but looks nice. Those ones are fine. It's like, as physical media goes down, a lot of times the steelbooks are more specialist, so they cost a bit more. So Zavvi have a lot of them. They put out great steelbooks, but it just depends on if you're willing to pay the cost. Okay, so these are both Zavvi releases. I mainly got these because these are 2 films I knew I loved. And they are gorgeous to look at. So we have Let the Right One In, which is just stunning artwork. I don't know who does the artwork. It might be Ollie Moss. Or that might just be the Raid one. So we have Let the Right One In. It's great artwork on the back. And you know, some stylized stuff on the inside too. So they really go the extra mile, to be fair to them. All the time I'm constantly getting emails like, here's a steelbook for this. And you're like, is anyone going to buy the regular DVD? Yeah, who the hell is going to buy a steelbook? The Raid and the Raid 2. This one is amazing. So we got the Raid there. Awesome artwork. 82. Really good, and those are embossed a bit. And we have this lovely art on the inside. Probably the nicest Blu-rays I own, to be honest. Certainly individual ones, but they look pretty great. This is a special edition of Reservoir Dogs, and they made it like a petrol can, a gasoline can, and they have an operating on top that I've taken off. But this is so annoying because like it's bigger than a regular Blu-ray. So when I put it on a shelf, everything above it is like an inch higher than everything else. It just looks really weird. And then inside this one you have really badly designed actually, because it's just literally stuck on paper. And now it's clearly not stuck on paper, because that is what's inevitably going to happen when you just put discs on cardboard. That's what I keep saying. What's interesting as well though is like, this is a petrol can. And clearly, I mean, they were like, had all these designs and they're like, people are going to buy the hell out of this. Or maybe vice versa. And then they're like, had a load of petrol cans left over, because they did the same thing for a Mad Max release, which I have. But at least with Mad Max one, you can take it out of the steelbook and just have the actual trilogy. Whereas this one, you just be putting a load of cardboard on the shelf. So I guess they just had enough of these petrol cans lying around that they were like, watch another film where petrol's important. Think. Mad Max, perfect. We can shift a few more of these. I have all the MCU movies on Blu-ray. I started collecting them before like the MCU was as big a deal as it was. It was like kind of coming up to the end of the first phase that I was collecting before that. So because of that, there's not like any like autonomy between all of them. Like, this is what I mean by autonomy. Like this is the first phase here, and it's just like it's just randomly thrown together. They like made an effort here with like the pictures in the same place. And then since this is American, that Tony Stark is down at the bottom. I got Avengers from America. I got it imported on Amazon from America, for which I had to pay an import tax, which was so not worth it. And the main reason was, I remember everyone was making a big stink at the time that the European version was censored. Colston's death was slightly censored. And in Ireland, the UK, it was Marvel's Avengers Assemble, but my one, since it's American, is just Marvel's Avengers. It was not worth the import tax I paid on that. You live and you learn, I guess. And then we get back into the regular European releases when they were like, hey, we should probably make this look like a collection. So all the pictures are lined up. Not bad. I mean, Blu-ray is a little wonky here. I don't know why that's not up top. And then Sony were just like, yeah, fuck you. Because as Sony tend to do. And because of that, Spider-Man has nothing on it. And I also just checked the new Spider-Man, which I have over on the shelf here. It's the same thing. They don't have any picture on it. They're just like, hey, who cares about your collection? Just make it look like a whatever. As long as it's Spider-Man, people are going to buy it, right? Apparently that's also true, because I have all the Spider-Man movies down here with a little figurine of Spidey here as well. That's actually something I have in my collection as well. A lot of these figurines kind of guide me about what's where. So like Batman here is on the Batman shelf with all the Batman stuff behind him. The Ecto one is guarding Ghostbusters, which is of course Ghostbusters 1 and 2. That wasn't to stab at the female Ghostbusters. The awkward one though is that Gremlins is over here, which is on the same shelf as Ghostbusters. So Gizmo is actually sitting down by himself here. If I get 2 more Blu-rays, Gizmo and Gremlins will be reunited. I've got Lego Morgan Freeman guarding the Lego movie. I mean he's not Lego Morgan Freeman. I'm not sure his character name. I would buy Lego Morgan Freeman though. We have Ant-Man at the start of the MCU. Falcon at the end of the MCU. Cyborg is here. I don't know why he's here. You should probably move. Deadpool is down here with the X-Men stuff. That's X-Force Deadpool. Literally like the least recognizable version of Deadpool. But I got it in one of those loot box things. Speaking of like Marvel Blu-ray stuff, I have a lot of the Marvel TV stuff here as well. You can see up top there, we have Daredevil looking over the Marvel TV side of the MCU. And again, this is why it sucks being a completionist, because chances are we're not going to get releases for half this stuff. I have all of the current seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. here, and the Marvel Netflix stuff is next to it. Down to Jessica Jones there. And we got season 2, and we have Luke Cage up there though. So yeah, I think a lot of the other Marvel TV stuff hasn't been released on Blu-ray. The only one I don't have is Iron Fist.
I'm the immortal Iron Fist. Come again?
I mean, we're not going to get the rest of these releases. It sucks if you're an MCU completionist, I guess. But let's be honest, no one really wants the Inhumans in their collection, if we're totally honest. Can't believe I watched that show. Avengers isn't the only American Blu-ray I have though. I've got a few imported stuff from different countries, some just randomly, others for good reason. So This is Dark Crystal. For a while you couldn't get this in Europe. I think you can now. This is I think this is a Best Buy exclusive. You know, just very nice collection. It's done like a book. And of course there's a few pages to go along with your book. Concept art, a few notes. Just a really nice thing. I think these are called digibooks, or at least that's at least what some of them were called at one point. I don't think that really caught on. For whatever reason, I don't fully understand this, but American Blu-rays are thinner than Blu-rays here in Ireland and England. I don't know why that is. I'm kind of fine if they're all thinner, to be honest, because I'm clearly running out of space on the shelves. Gone Girl, that's kind of a digibook. It's just more cardboard. And then like they give you this big thick box, right? That's the film, and then they give you this a collection of them, I guess, that everyone would want, which is Amazing Amy book. I mean, I don't think I really needed that. Could have probably done without it. But still, I mean, I guess that makes it a collector's item. A book you're never going to read. I guess that sums up a lot of collector's one, because I have a few weird collector's one I'll show you in a minute. These are also imports, sort of. One of these is very odd. This is Godzilla. This is German. I found it in a shop in Ireland. I didn't really like this movie, but I saw it cheap, and I bought it, and it was cheap, and then I brought it home and realised it was German. But you can listen to it in English, so that's a big win. Apparently the German for Godzilla is Godzilla trademark, so Godzilla. Ein. Old Boy. This is American. I don't know where I got it from. I think I know where I got it from, actually. I think I bought it along with another import, actually. Back when like Blu-rays were still really expensive and I didn't have a lot of money, I'd like check like the ads to see who were selling stuff. And one time I think I went to this guy's apartment and he was selling stuff. Nothing shady. And he gave me Old Boy. I bought Old Boy off him, which is apparently American. I'm only realising that now. And I bought Requiem for a Dream. Requiem for a Dream en français. Back when this is in French. Requiem for a Dream is just called Requiem for a Dream in France, apparently. Really nice artwork. Probably better. For a while this was really hard to get on Blu-ray. I don't think it is anymore. Certainly wasn't on Blu-ray when I bought it originally. Spine is backwards, which is weird. But there you go. The Mummy collection. You can get this in Europe. The only reason I bought in America is if you do, you get a copy of the Scorpion King to use as a coaster. Wow. This is one of the weirder ones I have. So I bought this second hand. From what I can tell, like this is a European release of Grindhouse, okay? It's got all the age ratings, it's Grindhouse, but they put it in an American box. I don't know why, but it just means that this doesn't fit it, like at all. See? And it also means the thing here is muddled. I don't understand. This is just someone that'll try to fuck with me, I guess. but that's what happened. Saw collection. Again, this is way cheaper to buy in America. You can buy it in Ireland and UK. But if you do, it's way more expensive. And for a while there was a release that didn't have Jigsaw on it. This one has the whole thing. I've only ever watched one Saw film. Maybe I'll get around to these for a series look at some stage. I have a fair few like complete collections of horror collections. Generally speaking, the people that buy horror, like they go for good editions. So they keep putting out pretty good horror stuff, like Arrow put out some really good releases. So I get complete series. This is the most recent I got, the Evil Dead trilogy. Pretty standard release. For ages I couldn't get this delivered to Ireland for whatever reason from Amazon, but finally for some reason they were just like, yeah, fine. I guess they just pitied me after a while and they released it. For a while you couldn't get this in Europe, you can get it now. Again, it's not complete though. We have Friday the 13th, the first 8 films. You can't get Jason Goes to Hell or Jason X. Good luck getting those on Blu-ray. They're really tricky to find now, I think. Yeah, this is American as well. I have Freddy vs. Jason next to it. I don't know why. Alphabetically it doesn't make sense. Chronologically it doesn't make sense. I don't know, I guess I just really like the idea of putting Freddy vs. Jason next to Frozen. Speaking of Freddy, probably the best collection as far as being complete, and probably in terms of quality is pretty great. Nightmare on Elm Street. 7 films. These are all pretty good films actually. And you know, very standard release, but very good. And it's comprehensive. It doesn't have the remake. Who wants that? I of course have Chucky as well that we were looking at for a series look. Here he is. It's all 7 films of the Chucky series. Again, it's that awkward, let's just plonk the plastic in the middle of a plastic box and hope it works out, which a lot of these sets are going for now. And then I have the remake, you know, to go with it. So we have my other problem, which is that they now just kind of sit awkwardly next to each other, although that doesn't look too bad compared to some of the other ones. Halloween is the worst one to collect as far as the slasher ones and the horror series goes. They did put out a complete series, but it was like extortionately priced, and it's out of print now. And they've never really put like the individual entries on Blu-ray in a lot of places. So because of that, all I've got is Halloween or Halloween. Would you like to watch Halloween or Halloween? Halloween. 2007. Oh, I don't have that one, sorry. Yeah, I should get that one, so I'll have Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. This is Halloween, this is Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. More horror. This one has been out for a while. This is not as cool as the slasher ones. Universal Monsters, it's probably me and your granddad like these movies. Although, to be honest, anyone who liked these movies is probably dead. So, condolences to your granddad. Lovely little set. House of Horror. Some kind of art cards. And then 8 of the films. I know they put out more of these as well. As I say, Universal puts out some great releases on home release. They have legacy ones now for these characters. And I know they put out an updated one with 30 films. Which is the only way you can get all the Universal Monsters, I think. You can get some legacy ones, but I don't think you can get Legacy The Phantom of the Opera. Maybe I'll pick those up eventually, but I mean, do I really need 30 of the Universal Monster films, really? I think the most elaborate special edition I have is Scarface, which is just insane. That's it, and you might think, oh, wow, it's just a steelbook. No, I'd never actually seen Scarface when I bought this, so I was really taking a gamble. So I liked it, and I kind of liked it. It comes in this cigar humidor box. That's where your film goes. Comes with a... this is sad. Which is a Tony Montana money clip. I think it's starting to rust. That's how little I've used it. I've never used it, it's never really left the box. But comes with a Tony Montana paperclip there. Can you think of anything sadder than someone walking in with their money going, hey, what can I get with this? Is that a Tony Montana paperclip? Yeah. It's like the least gangster thing. That's right, I got a Tony Montana paperclip. That's pretty gangster. Yeah, I bought the Blu-ray set. We have Reflections on Scarface. Band Blink-182 took its name from the number of times Tony Montana said fuck. Well worth reading this. We get this envelope as well. I haven't opened this in a long time. We got a Tony Montana dollar bill for your Tony Montana paperclip. God, you'd be such a cool dude with your fake money and your Tony Montana paperclip. And we get some art cards here, and you got a Tony Montana resident card. I wonder if anyone's ever tried to use that for ID. I don't have anything like major as far as Blu-ray box sets goes with movies. They're generally just, collections of movies, that kind of thing. I do have a few director ones up here. The Stanley Kubrick one here, which has been so many Stanley Kubrick collections, I think, but this is one of the nicer ones. Magnetic strip there. Leather. Load of art cards. People love their art cards. Just blew a load of dust off this there. It comes with a lot of stuff. Like, got some art cards. We got a little book talking us through the Stanley Kubrick Master Collection. Right there. And in the middle of your box we have the actual films. Stanley Kubrick. Stanley Kubrick. What could be behind this flap? Is it another Stanley Kubrick? No, it's the discs. Okay. Nice little collection. Stanley Kubrick collection is nice. 2 Alfred Hitchcock collections. Stanley Kubrick collection is a lot easier. He has a kind of definitive amount of films. Quick question, how many films did Alfred Hitchcock direct? Doesn't matter what your answer is, you're wrong. He directed way more than that. He directed so many freaking movies. I have 2 collections here, right? So this is like the main one. Alfred Hitchcock. The Masterpiece collection. Nice set. It's done like a book again. See, here's the thing. Just to be clear, I don't have a problem with cardboard if it's presented nicely. Like, look at that. Like, gorgeous art for each film. Discs kind of slide in nicely. They put the work in, right? This is another Universal release, okay? Gives us a little bit about each film. Lovely, okay? This is a 14 film box set. Problem is that, as I said, Alfred Hitchcock has so many films that you can't get them all in one collection. And if you did, it would be so much because he's directed so many films. So in other words, this collection doesn't have everything on it. It doesn't have North by Northwest, doesn't have Dial M for Murder, doesn't have Strangers on a Train. Which is why you need to get a second have a Hitchcock Collection, which has all of those films I named. Individual copies of it, which is nice. I swear to God, there must be some degree of cooperation for this one, because this is a Warner Bros. Release. This one was a Universal release. Okay, 3 of his most famous films are not on this set, and these were both released in the same month of the same year. So they must have been like, hey, we're doing enough a Hitchcock Collection. Could you maybe put out a collection with the stuff we don't have the rights to? And sure enough, we ended up with 2 Alfred Hitchcock Collections, and that's still not all his films, but I think I have enough here to get me started. 17 movies is more than enough. I don't think I've ever watched any of the films in this collection, to be honest. Probably the biggest movie box set I own, that I'm looking forward to doing for a series look, and we've started into Bond. This is the one that came out for the 50th anniversary in 2012. Not a bad set, you know. Fairly basic, just a book. Gonna get the artwork, Bond girl for each one. Again, cardboard, but nicely done cardboard. It fits nicely together. It's not just a slit in cardboard. This is a really weird one. This is like, it came with a blank box or blank slot for Skyfall, because Skyfall hadn't come out yet. So it was like, 1962 to 2012. So they just left a blank slate, like right there for Skyfall, which I filled in, which isn't that bad. And one gripe with this is something that I have with a lot of DVDs now is, of course, that it looks weird when you get another entry on Blu-ray. This is probably the biggest example of that, because naturally this has nearly every film in the Bond series. In 50 years, it's got everything up to Skyfall. But there's been one film after Skyfall, Spectre. So on a shelf, these would kind of look like like that, I guess. Or does it go like this? It's just really awkward looking, but that's the cost of collecting DVDs and Blu-rays still in 2020, I guess. But I also have some films where I'm just like, why did I buy that? And some of these I'm only noticing as I went through this collection. I don't know. I think it was cheap when I bought it, maybe. Battle Los Angeles. It was €2. It was cheap when I bought it. This was one of those things like, when like DVD got started, and it didn't matter what you bought on DVD, but you just want to be like, wow, this is a DVD. This was one of those films for me. It was like cheap, and I was like, wow, this is Blu-ray. And that's why I bought it, but I'm never going to watch it. So if anyone wants a copy of Battle Los Angeles on Blu-ray, first come and get it. Most recent, probably big series I bought on Blu-ray was The Sopranos.